A lot of women are delusional because they all want higher value men because they make the assumption that they're high value women.
Yeah.
And so when this guy says something similar to that, the women start rolling their eyes, right? And then the guy says, okay, you know what? I can prove it. Then he says, name 3 countries.
No, come on.
Bro!
That's a low blow.
Slim! No. Do you know what the low blow was?
No.
When the chicks tried to name 3 countries.
The motherland, the African man. Long as I'm alive, I'ma make a plan. Strong hosts to break, got long walks to take, got no votes to make. We don't bet, we pray. Hey, African man, yeah. The African male iris through the eye of an African male.
Yeah, it's like, you know how they say like hindsight is 20/20.
Exactly.
Like you can only ever see like how clear things were, like all the signs, all the red flags, all those things after
Yes.
you have lived it and when it has happened.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know, when
No, and I liked what
yes.
Rick said about these clips were based on experiences that were lived and that were real. So you couldn't argue about the authenticity of what they were saying
you
because it
can't.
wasn't some
You
kind
can't.
of idea where they're saying, I think
wasn't
this, I
superficial.
think women, I think... They were actually saying, for me, this is
This
what
is-
I've
this
learned.
is what
For
went
me,
down.
this is what's real. And I remember after this happened and we were still sort of ruminating. Did you see that? And we were sort of like ruminating on why is this such a hit? Why is this such a viral thing? And I remember bumping into a clip of a guy who's in some this almost similar setup like ours, but then with a bunch of baddies, right?
Okay, Andrew.
And then this guy's no, but yeah, kind of Andrew-esque, exactly. And so this guy says, you need to, women have really high expectations. And I remember Tino saying this and it stuck with me for a while, where Tino actually said in one of the shows, he's like, I think some women are very delusional because
Yeah.
everybody wants a tall guy, everybody wants a guy who's got money, everybody wants a guy who's like this, everybody wants a guy who listens, who's great at massages, who's funny. Who's,
What's the term
like,
that you use? High value men, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Tino said, I think I remember it verbatim.
That's
He
when we had
said-
Mary and Olivia,
He said
I think.
a lot of women are delusional because they all want higher value men because they make the assumption that they're high value women.
Yeah.
And so when this guy says something similar to that, the women start rolling their eyes, right? And then the guy says, okay, you know what? I can prove it. Then he says, name 3 countries.
No, come on.
Bro!
That's a low blow.
Slim! No.
That's a
Do you know what the low blow
blow.
was?
No.
When the chicks tried to name 3 countries.
They couldn't.
Do you know what one chick said?
What?
She was like, South Asia.
Oh, goodness.
It was embarrassing, bro, because you know what?
What was the
Because-
composition of that crowd?
No, it was a bunch of baddies.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, but his point,
People that were rolling their
yes, but you see, his point was proved like in real life because what he was trying to say was, okay, I get what you want. You're saying you want a guy like this. All of you are saying you want a guy like this. I'm saying, okay, if I'm a guy like that, what I would like to see with the woman that's setting these standards is show me that you've got some value.
Yeah.
Name 3 countries, bro.
Yeah.
And these chicks were stuck. One chick said Dubai, the other one said South Asia, the other one was like Europe.
Dubai, because she was probably there shaking.
But
her
Dubai is not a
ass on her
country,
yacht.
though.
I know. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it was sad because one said Europe, one said Dubai, one said South Asia. Like they were stuck.
That's crazy.
And then the other one starts going with the hair, and she's like, no. I mean, you know, like it was sad.
No, but I mean, I get it. Like, I mean, like, you know, what value do countries add? You know?
Yeah. Do you get where I'm coming
Yes.
No. Like, so if we're talking value,
So are you going to be having
no. Like, I'm just trying to rationalize.
think about having a conversation with this person
She'll be like-
in the
I mean,
house.
like, if this guy keeps them in his company, I'm sure he's getting something from it.
from? Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
Like, I think everyone has like a little bit of value. or
They bring something to the table. And I think we all know what
like,
that
I think,
thing
I
is.
It's just not geography.
Yeah, it definitely not. You know, like, look, man, like, I won't lie, right? I can't name all 52 countries in Africa.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah,
but you can
yeah,
name
of
3
course.
countries.
I mean,
you know. But I mean, like, I don't know what value that brings, you know. But maybe they know how to put together a balance sheet, you know. I don't know.
I don't think so, bro.
They know how to.
I mean, in the same vein, because I started looking for content where women were being accountable to their actions. So I was trying to like, how much stuff do we see on the internet where women are being accountable? So that became a thing for me after we had the viral videos, because I was now curious about this topic, right? And I bump into another clip where this guy's got hidden cameras and then says, well, we're going to do like a quick interview and whatever. This woman sits there and then he's like, hi, how are you doing? Oh, I'm great. And then he says, are you married? And then she's like, yes. She said very with pride, you know, yes, I'm married. And then he said, is he happy?
Okay.
Bro, she was confused. She chuckled and then she was like,
It's a
people
rare-
u-
it's a
and
rare
then she
question.
said,
It's a rare question
well,
for
she
women.
said, people usually ask if I'm happy.
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
was like, yeah, it's not that kind of interview.
that
I'm
kind of-
asking if he's happy.
He's happy, yeah.
And she froze, right? And then he was like, how come you're not answering the question? Is it because he's not? Do you know if he's happy? Because you're married, yes?
She has
So why aren't
no
you answering
idea.
the question? And then she almost became defensive. And then he was like, guys, did you get that? Right? So now she knows she's being recorded. And then she basically just looked at this guy and said, fuck you. I'm telling you. And it hit. And then, dude, I went to the comment section, was at like 8,500 comments. And it was exactly the same thing we saw with our show. It was a lot of men going, yeah, you see? Like, why do you say you've got this strong instinct about, I know my man and I understand him when he's just out of character? And you're like, yeah, but how come you can't tell when your man's not happy?
Yeah.
And to me, that really stood out. And it then became a topic that I wanted to just almost talk about all the time, because I'm like, how many women can actually be accountable for their actions?
Yeah. No, I think some of them are, but like, I mean, it's
Yes,
not
of course.
It's not received like, okay, maybe they're like, I need to give context to what I'm saying.
Rex is married, you can tell, huh?
No. So I saw this clip this morning, right, of this woman who says that she's got like 6 baby daddies.
Damn.
Right. Okay, cool.
Damn.
Nah, bro, don't say okay, cool, like it's cool.
How many times was that banana eaten and peeled off?
Yo.
It's like, I'll just have it.
Wait, 6 baby daddies.
Yeah. She got 7 kids, 6 different baby daddies.
Damn, man.
There's one guy who went back.
He's like,
There's one guy who went back. All the others were like, I'm done with this.
maybe it was the guy that
That
had.
nigga was like, nah.
Maybe it was the first one to.
Hey, bro,
take a
but at
bite
least
of
this chick has
banana.
got some good,
But
got some good
this is
sex.
the thing is this is what she was saying, right? She was like listing why she's not with all of these dudes. Like the first dude was a gangbanger, so he got killed.
Choice.
The next dude was in prison. The next dude's in the army or whatever, so he's like, you know, gone. The other, you know what I mean? And then the last guy, I think, was a 72-year-old person who's in a, oh no, the penultimate guy is like a 72-year-old who's in a care facility.
What?
And then the last guy is married with a wife.
Hey.
And he's just the dude who's chilling. His
Is he
wife
the one
makes
that
the
hit?
money.
Is he the one that,
Oh my
that
gosh.
gave her 2 kids?
No, I don't know which one gave her
okay.
kids, but it wasn't that
Alright.
guy.
Okay.
But what the point, what she was making is
She's
that,
just there for the money.
That guy's wife is going to be paying child support.
Oh, yeah, because she's the one
Yeah,
working.
she's the one. Because I mean, all the other guys you can't find. Like they all just, you know what I mean? And then the other guy is retired. He's in a care facility.
But yeah, bro, like, I mean, when you look at that, do you think in that interview, was she able to
it
just
wasn't
be
even an
accountable?
interview.
What
This
was
is
it?
on her own TikTok.
Oh, she was just
Oh,
going
snap.
on. She was just letting
like,
us
Bro.
into
this
her
is why I
world.
got 7 kids or whatever. And she's going through. But I mean, so
And she still believes she's going to get the
No,
love
but
of her
this-
life.
Still want the
She will. She will. Bro, she already
Look,
has
man,
6.
I don't
She still
think
wants
she's,
to have
I-
value guy.
I don't know. She didn't say nothing about love. She was like, the last guy is the guy who's married to someone who's working a very high-paying job, and that's gonna be the person she puts on child support.
Sure.
But you see what I mean? Like, so
Man.
it comes across to me like she was fishing, looking for.
The one that can.
You know what I mean? That's
take
why,
her own,
like,
yeah.
because when I think back on like a 72-year-old, what business do you have? Because this is a young woman. What business do you have with a 72-year-old?
Smashing a 72-year-old guy.
You know what I mean? And the 72-year-old was like, I ain't got none. I'm in a retirement home, government assistance.
I just wanted to go out with a bang.
So did you? I don't know if you guys watched this. There's an
Crazy.
actor called Tumisho Masha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was on a podcast lately, and he explains how he lost everything. He's an actor. I'm sure if you guys will put the face on the podcast, and he lost everything in his divorce, right? And he cannot even see his child. So he says there are a lot of false allegations that were made on him in terms of him being violent and abusive. But of course, you know, because of the social construct, whatever is said by
A woman.
a woman is always taken as the truth. Right? Then he said something very interesting. He said, if you look at the current Senzo Maiwa case,
Right.
right? This thing has been stringing along for years.
14.
14.
14 years.
Not
Had
current.
Kelu
Yeah.
Kumalo been a guy,
So if Kelly Kumalo, having been suspected for all this time, still gets shows, still gets booked, she can do albums, she
But
can
she's
do
not
interviews.
a suspect on the thing.
Yeah, but she's
but the
been
thing is,
implicated.
imagine if Kelly was a guy,
If
you would have
this
been
was
locked
a
up
guy,
by now.
You would have been cancelled a long time.
You would have been locked up. What are you talking about?
Not even by public opinion.
I mean, like, look at what happened to Toles Mo. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's this dude who's been doing the rounds lately, Nota, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's also going
Very
but-
controversial guy.
Yeah, but crazy what happened to Tumisho, man. Tumisho was making movies in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Guy was on the rise, man. Seriously on the rise.
But you know, this is the thing, right? Like, you know, as kids, right? Like as men, like if you were being bullied in school, right? Like if any of us were being bullied in school, what's the advice that you get given?
Like toughen up.
Yeah.
Fight back.
Fight back.
Like, ain't nobody's like, talk to the teacher, report him to the principal.
No one's saying
Nobody's
that.
saying that.
How?
Cry about it. Like, those are not options, right?
True.
So the only option that you're given is violence, right? Like, you need to always fall back to violence. As a child, it's acceptable. As a young black, well, sorry for the black, but like as a young child, that's advisable. So when you become an adult man, violence is no longer the option. But that's the only tool in your toolbox
That you've been
given.
taught, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because like you're not taught to talk it out. You're not taught to negotiate, to find a workable, an amicable, workable solution with someone. It's always violence. And we wonder why we end up in these situations. You know what I mean? Like even like, have you seen the meltdowns that Toles Mo has had?
Jeez.
On interviews and
Yeah, you're like,
Those were
Yo.
he's had like
scary, fam.
graphic ones, very graphic.
yeah.
There's no one else in there. It's just him. But like you can like, this is not safe. This is a dangerous situation. fam.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
But you can see that like even with that point of anger, he's still containing himself. He's still trying. And I mean, I haven't seen the interview with Tumisho, but I'm sure, bro, it's taking its toll on
No,
this man.
it's making its rounds. yeah.
Like,
And he made a valid point, man. It's like if this was a man, the opposite, you would have been cancelled a long time ago, not getting anything.
yeah, man. That was Mike Tyson, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Mike.
But
That
I
was,
mean,
that was Chris Brown. That was.
But I think
So
Mike
many
Tyson
other
had
names.
it coming, fam. Nah.
No,
He was just wild. He was just too much.
fam.
bro.
You can't like.
No, but he also owns it. Like
Yeah,
if you watch like a lot of his
That's the
interviews,
beauty of it.
He actually had the maturity of being able to say, you know what, I was actually messed up.
Yeah, I was out of control,
and
man.
I was out of control, and I needed to learn to do better and to be better.
Can you imagine being beat by Mike Tyson on a daily?
Imagine, bro.
Guy.
That is
For
crazy.
years, fam. Not like, you know what I mean? So I think even with men, like, we need to take accountability at some points.
Of course.
And we need to open up, give people more solutions. It's not easy to deal with confrontation. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us like got given confrontation. I'm sure if it was possible, like road rage would be like,
Weird.
you know what I mean? How often
You know what's actually funny? I have a couple of friends and we have discussions around marriage, etc. They're all married, by the way.
Right.
And the one thing that this one friend of ours actually always stresses is he always asks, the day that you walk in on your partner, he says with someone else, what are you going to do? And everyone else erupts, this, that, and the third, right? And then after everyone calms down and he's like, I actually need you to envision it.
Right.
I need you to take yourself through the actions that you're going to, what you're going to do when that actually happens. Because you start conditioning your mind to behave in a certain way when that event actually happens.
If it happens, yeah.
So when it actually does happen, the first thing that, like your first trigger will be probably calm down. And then the next thing will be, okay, so we've discussed this before. We have an action plan. What is the action plan? Oh, I'm just going to walk out for a bit, calm down or whatever, pull my gun out, put it back in the pocket and be like, nah, I can't do it. And then do you get where I'm coming from? So the reason why I'm saying that is just to add on to what you were saying, that if the only thing that we've been taught is violence from a very young age, right? At some point in time, there have to be discussions around how best to handle certain situations so that you program your mind that when it does happen, you don't have to resort to violence all the time.
But I mean, I don't know how applicable that is in real life. You know, like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
That's true. That's true. But I'll tell you what though,
But you have
I've heard
I feel like you have.
instances
I think that's very profound because what it does is it almost tests your theoretical approach to it. And when you've played something out in your mind a couple of times before,
subconscious as well.
the day it actually then happens, you have a little more restraint than you would have if you had never actually thought that this could be a thing that could happen to me.
Any of you guys ever like gone like bungee jumping or something?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
you
that
played
just
it
the
out in
fly
your
swing.
head.
Yes.
Right? And then when you got there, did that work?
Bruh. Before I went, I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna handle
good.
like, man, what's wrong about? And then the second that they
You know, you
pushed
have
me
to
off that
trust
ledge, I was
Rex
like,
with these analogies, bro.
But that's real though.
yeah. But
Rex is trying to come up with another banana one. Bro.
do you know what Rex is trying to justify? What are you trying to justify?
No, I'm
bro?
not trying to justify anything. I'm saying that we need to have a very realistic approach to things.
That's true.
And you know, the reason why people that are fighters are like some of the people who have like the most restraint and self-control is because they're always actively engaging in this. Like every fighter will tell you, like they get nervous, they get, you know, shaky and all of these things before a fight, even before sparring. But they do this a lot. And so if it comes up in real life that
You get so used
somebody
to it.
stepped on your shoes in the club or whatever, and it, you know, some action's gonna pop off, they're the people who are able to restrain themselves and be like,
wait,
nah, it's
yeah,
not worth it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But for everyone else who's not actively engaging in that, like the hormonal response, the immediate response, the fight or flight response in
Yes.
that moment,
There's fight.
it's not something that you can tame based on psychological conditioning. It needs to be something that, you know, innately happens to you all the time.
Okay.
So I guess like having to practice that kind of restraint in other situations, I think would be more beneficial than you just playing a situation over and over in your head, is what I'm trying to say.
The motherland, the African man. Long as I'm alive, I'ma make a plan. Strongholds to break, got long walks to take, got no votes to make. We don't bet, we pray. Hey, African man.